Welcome to the fifth part of essay writing. In our previous videos, we understood that essay is generally considered as a piece of writing that gives the author's own argument. As such, it is one of the most important part of formal education. It is also one of the commonly seen questions in various competitive exams. Universities ask for admission essays to admit students into higher educations in universities abroad. There are several preparations that you need to do to be able to write a stellar essay. One of the most important would be to develop a good reading skill. Reading non-fiction books, reading magazines on specific topics will help students writing exams for various competitive exams to be able to come up with solid material to be written in an essay. A few students who aspire to take up government jobs, certain exams there ask students to write essays on certain economic issues, tribal issues, nutritional values issues, and so on. It can also be talking about certain schemes taken up by government, and there are various magazines specifically printed to talk about these kind of topics. Exposure to non-fiction writing and magazines as such gives us with content to write in essays with regarding to those topics. Also, developing your language vocabulary will be a very important thing. Vocabulary is usage of different words. Having a strong vocabulary is any day a winning streak, I would say. However, using complex words is not what we mean by using vocabulary. Vocabulary could also be using strong words, a good phrase in your essays. This will actually take your essay a notch higher by its usage and words. And using anecdotes, stories, quotes, all these things also add value to your essays. You come across various stories and anecdotes in newspapers, movies, and so on. Keeping a track of them, having a mental memory of these things help you add some value to your essays. Using anecdotes at the beginning of your essay is good. You will have to use anecdotes that are connected to the theme of the essay that you are writing. Essays generally are of two types, formal and informal. Formal writing of an essay is characterized by, say, the purpose of its use, its length, its logical arrangement of paragraphs, and it's usually used in organization to communicate certain things. Okay, and informal essay, as the word suggests, it is a person's personal experience that gets expressed. Okay, it could be individual tastes, experiences, a humor, rambling. All these things are seen in informal essays. We saw that mind mapping is one of the most essential part of an essay writing. Mind mapping is a pictorial representation of storing and using information. As soon as a person gets an essay topic, I would ask people to dedicate at least the first 5 minutes of your time in mapping an essay. Generally, when you take up entrance exam or competitive exams, about 30 minutes of time is allotted to write an essay, which is about 250 to 300 words. Okay, so in the 30 or the 40 minutes allotted to write an essay, dedicate at least the 5 to 10 minutes of your time to map your essay. Mapping an essay is very important. It helps you form a coherent structure for your essay. All the arguments, counter arguments, quotes, anecdotes, references, whatever it is, can be written on this map, and you can refer to the map while you are writing your essay. While mapping your essay, let the topic of the essay be at the center, and out of which branches, the 5 or 6 branches, which will talk about the different subheadings that you will be using to write in your essay. Generally, the pattern is suggested that you keep your essay to 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph will be definition. Second will be statistics. Third, advantages. Fourth, disadvantages. Fifth will be solution and conclusion. Your mind map of an essay can also follow the same pattern. Essay topic at the center and 5 branches out of it will be the different subheads that you will be writing in your essay. Each subheads or each branch out of the essay topic can have keywords. You can highlight these keywords using different characters, symbols. You can underline them, you can bold it. If you have access to felt pens, you can use different colored felt pens to highlight your keywords also. Here, the characters, colors and symbols are used as mental triggers. It will trigger your memory while you're writing an essay and be able to connect why you had used this particular symbol against this word. Mind mapping is very essential to get or concise or get all the information to one place. The moment you get an essay topic, there will be a lot of information running through your mind. To be able to capture all these information and also allot them a specific space in your essay, mind mapping is very essential. Few of the things that you need to keep in mind while using the mind map is that you need to stick to writing keywords and characters. Avoid writing lengthy sentences in your maps. If you write lengthy sentences in your maps, you will be consulting the map while writing the essay. Every time when you consult the map, you will be spending more time than required in reading the lengthy sentences that you have written. Once you have mapped your essay, stick to it. While writing an essay, you keep coming up with new ideas because your mind is glued to the topic given to you and it is working overtime at generating new ideas. However good the new idea is, it is advised not to add new information that is outside of your map. The reason is because when you follow the map, there is a certain way you would have mapped your essay. There will be subheadings under which there will be keywords and there will be certain connect words between the paragraphs. Every time you add new ideas, connecting paragraphs will become a challenge. Also, the solution and conclusion of your paragraph will also be a challenge if you keep on adding new ideas. Solution and conclusion forms the most important part of your essay. Conclusion is the generally accepted option A or plan A. Solution is the most important part because that is your individualistic idea regarding the essay. That is the plan B you are suggesting about the topic given to you. The solution and conclusion should be arrived at based on the information that you write in the other 4 paragraphs. We also saw certain things that you need to follow while writing an essay. There was a number formulae shared where it would help you to arrive at a certain worded passage. So if it were a 200 worded passage or a 250 worded passage, what is it that you need to exactly do? How you can manage to come up with a certain number of words was discussed also. We will move on and talk about the common errors seen in an essay. The most common errors observed in an essay are punctuations. A lot of us are not very comfortable using hyphen, colons, semicolons, and so on. In fact, many people are not even comfortable using open inverted and close inverted commas. As such, my suggestion would be to use a simple full stop to your sentences. Okay, right now, when you follow the method that we discussed in my previous video about how to arrive at certain number of words for a paragraph or certain number of words for an essay, we discussed that if you're writing, say, a 200 worded essay, So the formula there was that you will form 5 paragraphs. Each paragraph will have 5 sentences and each sentence will have a minimum of 8 words. Right? Now if you're forming sentences which has 8 or 10 words in it, you will not have to use any other punctuations than a full stop. Okay, provided you form a simple sentence. The more complicated you do it by adding conjunctions, okay, then we will have to use commas in between. Right? So the solution to avoid errors caused by punctuation would be to frame simple sentences. You need to take care of use while using a space bar. These essay questions are usually worded questions where they expect you to arrive at a certain number of words in your essay. Using space bars unnecessarily will mislead the computer to count the number in higher value. Okay, so be careful while using space bars. Spelling mistakes commonly seen also, duplication of words. Right? So when you're writing sentences, take care, read the sentence thoroughly and then move on to the next sentence. Incorrect usage of capital letters. Okay, using capital letter needs to be used only if you're using a proper noun or if you're using the word to begin a sentence. For more information on proper nouns, please refer our video on nouns. Grammatical errors. The most grammatical errors appears when we are using verbs and tenses. Sentence formation is another one. Singular and plural usage is another mistake that we commonly see. Let's look at how we can eradicate these errors. Okay, right? So spellings, use simple vocabulary. As we discussed in our previous videos also, vocabulary plays a very important role in any essay. It is actually an integral part of communication. However, when we talk about vocabulary, we are not aiming at using very complex and high-ordered words. We are looking at using powerful words and good phrases. Okay, so powerful words can also be a simple vocabulary. The simpler the vocabulary, it will be easy for the reader to understand. Also, you will be avoiding mistakes that is caused because of incorrect usage of spellings. Punctuations. Now, we are all very used to Microsoft Word. In Microsoft Word, okay, whenever we use a full stop and move on to the next word, it automatically takes a space and the first letter in the word is a capital letter. Okay, so we have got very used to this. Now when we write on any other platform, when we type text on any other platform, we expect the same to happen. However, it is not so. We need to take care that after a full stop, there is a space given and the first letter in the sentence is capital. The same applies with comma. After you use a comma, there should be a space given. Okay. Now, after a comma, it is not necessary that you need to use a capital letter. It depends on the word that you are using. Duplication of words. You need to keep a track of what is getting typed also. Most of us look at the keyboards only while typing. There needs to be a coordination between typing and having a glance at the screen. Usage of capital letters. As said, capital letters needs to be used with proper nouns and at the beginning of a sentence. Now here, essay writing is essentially a numbered writing. Okay, so the number of words you write in an essay is as important as what you write in an essay. So you can reduce the usage of the concatenated word, that is don't, and use do not. Okay, now if instead of don't, if you use do not, you will be increasing the count and you will also be reducing the error caused by punctuation. Now, if you use don't, D-O-N apostrophe T, only then that the word has meaning to it. If you remove or forget to use the apostrophe before the T, then don't has no value at all. It does not mean anything in English. Sentence formation is another thing that we face problems with. You can keep your essay simple and understandable, okay, and you can read always the sentence that you have written once before proceeding to the next sentence. So if you have any errors in the previous sentence, you can always correct it. At the end of all these videos, one should be able to understand the art of writing an essay. One should be able to mind map on any essay topic given. You should be able to segregate information under different subtopics. You should be able to connect different paragraphs. You should be able to conclude any essay.